Something we've been watching over the past few weeks is really the weekly chart for volatility. With the daily reversal signals that we'll discuss in this video, it was very probable to turn up this MACD. And in fact, during the week when we were up at these stages, it was actually trying to confirm to the upside that's why you got to wait for that Friday close because now we're starting to turn down. Now we're starting to unconfirm. So no confirmation for the weekly chart. Instead, we have to now pay attention to, are we going to roll or are we going to set some new all-time highs and see the bulls bring this thing back? Before today's video, we are going to be giving you the monthly expected moves. These are the monthly expected moves that help us out every single month. They are backed by the options data for the true calculation, and it will be a very good time to go through the macro scale here. So we will be going through the macro scale today, and then we will get further into the weekly expected moves and the daily expected moves on Sunday. So I would love if you would subscribe. And other than that, I think it's time to get started. But come on, we gotta start off maybe with some fun like Bitcoin, right? Let's do a little Bitcoin just really briefly here. We've actually been over this before during the live videos, and we do see that there are potential divergences here that have actually attempted to confirm for Bitcoin. That being said, we actually went over this further and we noticed that if you are able to break through this trend line, if you are failing all these divergences down here, then you are very likely to go test dramatically low levels. I don't really lean towards that. I actually think that everyone's talking so bearish about this. We're going to hit the trend line that we've hit a few times. We're going to set up reversal signals, which we already have, and then we can see some kind of move to the upside before we're able to potentially break this, or we could start climbing in some fashion to that 130 type price. So the weekly chart here is suggesting that it can make an attempt to go positive. That means go back into a positive trend, which means you're probably at least looking for a test of 100,000 if these signals remain in what am I trying to say? If the signals remain and nothing unconfirms, anything like that, no kind of trap signal or any kind of management of the trade is necessary. The daily chart here, though, we were mentioning the fact that the daily chart could pull back, and we noticed that the daily chart is pulling back. So if I wanted an opportunity, right, maybe I missed maybe I was like, hey, I don't really like the weekly confirmations in here. They're not the strongest confirmations. They're really just right at that 9-day moving average. So I don't really like it. Well, then I can switch over to the daily chart and use this. If this is able to create that higher low, this is the good shot where you can see some good price action to the upside, right? So if this is able to curl up in positive territory on the daily chart, I would think that that Bitcoin's really saying, hey, we're continuing the daily positive trend, and the weekly is going to continue to attempt to go positive here with that good divergence on the MACD, but not only on the MACD, on the RSI at the same time. So overall, this is a long-winded way to say it really looks like Bitcoin has fantastic bottoming signals, and I don't really see any problem with them at this point. So I have to consider in my mind, though, if Bitcoin is going to go up, or looks like it at least right now is going to go up, does the SPY, do the Qs, does the IWM, do those things look like they could go up as well? And I think that's something we need to consider here. We are always willing to look at both sides, and I think we need to do that in this video. And that's where I think it is good to go back to volatility. And I know we talked about the weekly chart being able to unconfirm, I apologize, to the downside, right? It's just really going to sell off, kind of fade away. We still will be watching, right? Remember that we can just turn this thing up at any point. And remember also that on Monday, we have an 85% probability for a down day in the SPY and up day maybe for the VIX, but we will be considering that in tomorrow's video. So please do hit that subscribe button so you can join us, get those updated weekly and daily expected moves. The weekly chart, it's still in that area. So we want to see if this is able to turn around at any point. We know that it's risky, right? It's just a signal to watch to say, hey, if this curls up, I don't want to be taking some massive play for the SPY to go way up, because this says that we're going to see more of a correction or even a crash. The daily chart, though, we suggested that if the daily chart was able to confirm to the downside, that would be the failure of that signal. And we do see that we get a good confirmation to the downside here. It has not crossed down the MACD, but man, it significantly crossed down that RSI. So yeah, maybe you're saying, hey, it's slightly unconfirmed because of this, because of that. But overall, these are some pretty dramatic sell-off kind of bars. So if this is able to curl down here, There's two things we want to consider. So the two things that I want to consider from volatility are, do we come down to this type of area? Do we just pull down into this area, hit a little divergence point, or even hit a higher low? Do we hit a divergence, hit a higher low, and just turn to the upside and see volatility come in? As of right now, I would be paying attention to that just because it is a possibility, but we don't really see a lot going on with that type of movement. Actually, I think the scenario number two might be something to really watch for here for volatility, which is you actually see some kind of more dramatic squeezing throughout August. Maybe we get some kind of daily pullback or something like that, and then we're able to see some kind of divergence built up on the daily chart down by 1212. I think that would be a good thing to pay attention to because that would allow certain things to happen for the SPY. If we are able to confirm the daily chart to the upside for the SPY, we need to try to make a move all the way to here. And so volatility, in order to get to there, volatility is still elevated above 1212. Volatility might need to get down to that 1212 for the SPY to really be able to get up to these type of levels. We will need to see, most likely, if we do get some kind of move like that, you will need to see volatility drop off dramatically. You will need to see people put volatility in the area where they are taken completely off guard, because we know that when the SPY gets to here, there are some big decisions to be made. So let's go ahead and pop over, and we're already there, but we will start up on the SPY right now. First off, the weekly chart for the SPY. Now, as of this moment, we have overall just moved sideways. This movement sideways does mean that we can just continue, right? If we see daily bars start to confirm to the upside, you see this all the time, right? We see these wonky little just barely curl downs for the weekly chart and things like that. We could be seeing that now. So considering the weekly chart here, there's no real good confirmations for a trade, but we would just consider the fact that this is kind of a big move and the fact that we have overall consolidated in some fashion. If we break to the upside, we can easily extend that to, well, that annual expected move where things get a lot more risky. So I just wanted to point that out. This weekly chart, I don't think anything's like crazy, crazy good about it right now. The better scenario would be if you fail this signal here, you don't curl up the daily, and we do that 2-hour roll on the shorter time frames, and you come down into this area. That would be the much better opportunity as far as price goes, as far as a real opportunity to benefit from, to actually make a good amount of profit from. The best case scenario here, but most of the signals are saying right now, hey, just watch out. The bulls look like they're trying to push this thing to a new all-time high again. That's the truth. That's what's attempted to happen here. So you want the 2-hour to roll early next week if you want this thing to really continue to weekly correct. And we will go over those signals once again tomorrow on Sunday if you'd like to subscribe. But we see here that that would get the weekly chart by the center line, and that's a much better opportunity. I mean, like, look at this opportunity right here compared to, say, this opportunity right here, right? Or compared to this opportunity right here, right? It's a much better opportunity. And you notice these little curl downs, there's not much space on the weekly chart. So I would rather see that, but it looks like these signals here are need to be considered on the daily chart. The daily chart here is very interesting because we're right by that center line. And this is where you hear me saying all the time in my videos, this is where you have to be head on a swivel, trading like water, because all that has to happen here is this curls up and you're in positive territory. You test the high, you go make a new one, and you're already at new all-time highs. If you look at this market very simply, you can simply say that if we confirm to the upside like this, it's going to be a pretty set thing that we're making those new highs, that this consolidation in whatever fashion that it is confirming back to the upside, is breaking to the upside, which means what? We're going to be pointing towards our monthly expected move. Woohoo! Monthly expected move. 775.06 to the upside, 719 to the downside. Very simply here, if the daily chart curls up, this is why you join the channel, because of this information. This information is actually helpful. If the daily chart is able to confirm up right over here, you are in a straight line to go test 775.06. If you failed or rolled early on next week on those shorter time frames, that's when we would look to the downside. But as of right now, you have a bunch of signals suggesting that this is very, very probable. So that tells me a lot about the shorter time frames. It tells me I can probably just look at the 2 hour and see if it's remaining positive and have some easy trades throughout the month of August. But we'll be getting into that tomorrow. But for right now, I think we just need to consider the Qs because they are, the Qs and IWM, I think, are a little more interesting than the SPY right now. Once again, we're going to start off just on the weekly chart, just to acknowledge here that maybe the Qs are a little bit better of an opportunity, dipping down lower, getting closer to where we really wanted them to test. I would still love for the Qs, as the weekly chart is still pointing down, I would love for the Qs to come down into that 730 or I'm sorry, 630 type area and then just confirm to the upside and then go make a divergence outside of the annual expected move or something like that, and then we see maybe a triple divergence going into 2027. Like, this would be such fun macro behavior, and it'd be very, very simple because you're in a nice positive trend for the weekly chart. So I do not see stock market crash. I've said that even when I was talking about this market correcting or pulling back. I have said multiple times, you do not have crash signals here for the Qs, for IWM, for the SPY. Even VIX was kind of pointing towards just a correction. The dollar is the only real reason you can point to say, hey, those are some really bad confirmations, and it looks like people are going to fly into the dollar. But other than that, guys, the party to the upside can continue, and all that has to happen is weekly curls up. I would love if we pulled back further, though. The daily chart here, if we would pull back further, it would be nice because the daily chart is negative. This is a completely different state than the SPY. This means that the Qs really have to smash a squeeze through. They really got to get at least to that monthly expected move to continue to the upside, because this is extremely negative. If you come up to this weekly expected move this week and on Friday maybe you're able to roll, you're actually going to directly look like what? Hey, lower high negative territory. We're going directly to the bottom side monthly expected move, which is 642.92 to the downside. If you're able to confirm up, though, for that time, you would want to watch rolling throughout this week. You want to watch rolling probably at that weekly expected move if we're able to get there. If the daily is able to curl up, it will be pointing directly to here, but you notice that even if we got there, that could be a potential lower high. So there's a little bit more funkiness, a little bit more riskiness, I think, with the Qs. But sometimes when it's a little more risky, there's a little bit more opportunity there, meaning there's a lot of price movement, which there could be potential setups with the Qs over time. So I just wanted to point that out. But we know from the Qs that they have already hit their annual expected move right to the T. They hit the annual expected move. They kind of try to retest it and fail, and then we head to the downside. This is very, very nice. If we want to continue to weekly correct, we would confirm up like this and roll at some point in the month of August, and that would create that lower high scenario where then we would pretty much be in a straight shot to go test 630 or something like that. So that is something that I would consider. But with the fact that the dollar, with the fact that the even Bitcoin has bottoming signals and things like that. We just need to be prepared if you see this thing squeeze through rather rapidly, come back and then be off to the races again because of the weekly chart not having reversal signals and because of the weekly chart not getting all the way to the annual expected move for the SPY, we still have enough room to stretch here. We can stretch this out, see the Qs, see the weekly move all the way up to here. That would allow the SPY to do what? That would allow the SPY to go test their annual expected move. And then from that area, we will once again be saying pretty much this is the riskiest that 2026 has looked, and will look like some kind of weekly correction is coming again. So we'll really be paying attention to that for the Qs, but remember that if the Qs do curl up on the weekly scale, it is pointing towards a new high, and I believe that that new high is necessary because the SPY needs to get to the annual expected move. Now, the weird thing is IWM was just able to curl down the weekly chart here. But if we want to keep weekly correcting, we already know those levels, right? Like 267 looks really, really nice. If we want to just dump down to there, I'm excited for it. The problem is the daily chart right now is right by the center line. And that thing, if it confirms to the upside, well, you pretty much just consolidated this whole time. This is not dramatic by any means. And this looks like, hey, we're building, building, building. And if this crosses up, weaken squeeze. Now we will watch for like divergence points and things like that because we're above the annual expected move, but I just wanted to point out that we can extend for a couple more pushes here. A lot of the time when you do have like a bunch of divergences over here and then you get all the way down to that center line, it's like finally we're going to go negative and then it confirms again. Sometimes there's too much time and space in here to where it's very likely to not only see one push, but come back and potentially even see another one before actually setting up a reversal signal for a pullback, for a correction, or anything like that on the weekly scale. So I just wanted to mention that because this is by the center line. I think the two scenarios we're really looking for here are some kind of, to the bull side, that is, some kind of divergence that then just fails right away. But I do believe that looking for some kind of double move, some kind of 1, 2, 3 ABC kind of move would make a little bit more sense for what we're seeing out there in the market. But we're prepared for everything, which means if this rejects and starts to head down, I think you have to just be serious here and say that's some good consolidation. The weekly chart is barely crossing down right now. In order to really say that this is going to ship it down to these type of levels, I at least need to be breaking through, I would say, this 280 level. I think that 280 level would be fantastic to watch for, get a bounce, and then you can head to that downside area. That would make a lot more sense. So the bulls, it really does, even with the bad signals here for IWM, even with the weekly crossing down like last week, IWM really looks like the bulls have controlled this to where all you need is a confirmation to the upside, and we continue this party. Lastly, you know that we were talking about the dollar. This is a pretty darn serious signal, guys. This is a daily, some people might even say double top, but it actually is a slightly lower high. This means that we could ship it all the way down to that trend line that we've looked at before. And this daily chart having that, lower high really close to the center line for the MACD does suggest we can go into negative territory. So we're very likely to get like two pushes here, something like this to at least take place before turning back around. So this does add credibility to more squeezing in the market, people going out of cash into assets. So that is something to overall consider. If we wanted to even pull back on the weekly scale, that's why we drew up kind of that daily divergence, because if you pull back on the weekly scale, you can come down to these areas. We can pull back all the way into late September, even probably October OPEX, dink off this area, set up the higher low. The big deal here is understanding that the MACD is positive. So is all the risk out the window right now? Well, you haven't confirmed those daily charts up, but you have confirmed critical signals like this on the dollar that are big hints that the market maybe wants to go to the upside here. I mean, you're seeing a run out of cash and you are seeing the market squeeze. So if that daily chart is able to confirm up, I should probably be looking up towards the monthly expected move to the upside. But the dollar here is just saying if we see upside for a month or two, and then you see the dollar down by the center line confirm up into positive territory on the weekly chart, then you have to understand that the dollar is still positioning like there's risk. And that means that as the dollar is more elevated, if the market goes to new all-time highs, you do notice that the market overall is setting some kind of trap. That is some serious bull trap behavior. So that is something to consider. But for now, we would just say that if the dollar's first move here is more likely to be down, then the SPY's next move is more likely to be up. And that means that we need to be watching very carefully for the daily confirmation to the upside, because it can be very simple. If the daily confirms here, we can start to target that monthly expected move. Make sure to tune into tomorrow, though, because this daily chart has not confirmed up. And if we 2-hour roll, that could be a problem early on in August. And we do have an 85% probability to see a down day for the SPY on Monday. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. And we'll get you guys those weekly expected moves and talk about the week ahead. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and tune in tomorrow to get those shorter time frame analysis. Peace out, homies.